you think about it, you know, you know, couples would be so much more happier. They're gonna be really happy, if you really had like a 50-50 relationship. I mean, aside from the economic aspect, inflation and so expensive, I mean, it's really hard, to just depend on one man to do everything, right? I mean, you might as well just go 50-50 because it's going to be easier. And, I think the more you do that, the more attraction you're going to have in your relationship, because, like, you know, imagine, like, your husband washing the dishes, uh, you know, and like, and also cleaning. Why does a woman need to feel lucky if her husband does that? Puts on an apron, bakes an apple pie, and maybe changes the diapers while his wife goes to work. You know, why? What's wrong with that? That is a 50-50. You know, you could take turns. And, it's gonna create nice harmony. Some people say, oh, well, that's unattractive. You know, that's, not masculine. Well, that's a whole bunch of trash. That's just a bunch of archaic conservative trash. And, I mean, I think it's sexy. My girlfriend thinks it's sexy. She likes it when I bake apple pie for her and I rub her feet when she comes home from working, and I have dinner on the table for her, and I wash the dishes. Now, she makes more money than me. She's a real strong, independent boss babe. And, I'm just not that ambitious, because I just prefer to be more of the submissive type. And, so it works out, I tend to, I just work mainly part time, and I like to let her just kind of lead the relationship and guide me in life. And, I have a little part time job at the Dollar General store as a cashier. And, so I do contribute financially, but, you know, to make up for my lack of financial contribution, I clean the dishes, I clean the house, and cook. And from time to time, I give my wife, uh, massages, when she comes home from work when she's tired, right? And I think it creates a great balance in a relationship, you know, and I don't see why that would make me any less of a man. I think whoever says that, they're just insecure about getting in touch with their feminine side. And, you know, that's a problem you have to deal with because you're insecure and you're afraid to cry in front of your woman. And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make you any less of a man. All right. Now, my girlfriend, you know, when she used to identify as a man, she would tell me that, this she always had a problem with this about men. You know, she was really, you know, she really hated that about men. You know, all this toxic masculinity. She was really, you know, disgusted with men when she used to identify as a man. That was one of the reasons why she eventually decided, she wanted to grow some boobies and, transition to becoming a woman. And, she just really, really didn't like that about men, and she's just tired of that, and she felt that was toxic, and she almost cut off her penis. I'm glad she didn't, because the the hormone therapy she received, it really shrunk her penis, like into a nice feminine penis. So it's almost like she has no penis because it's really tiny and really feminine, like, like kind of like a enlarged clitoris. And you know, I feel that 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 was the right decision. And she's more than happy than she's ever been now. And it really works out for us. Now some people when they hear this, they're like, oh, you're a homosexual. Your wife has a feminine penis. You're cooking for her, you're cleaning for her. She's leading you in the relationship. She's the provider, the main one, and you're submissive, and you're gay, and you're somehow less masculine. That's really stupid. It's really sad. I don't know what kind of society you want to have with this mindset, because if you continue with this mindset, well, you're going to have a society of just pure misogyny, where the men are, continuing to destroy the world as they have with their wars, enslaving women, raping women. Why? Oh, because they want to be on their little high horse with their big fat penis. Yeah, having wars because my penis is bigger than your penis. Yeah, when is this gonna end? Until we just destroy each other, seeing who can, create the biggest monopoly and hold the highest power consolidation and all the wealth. Why? To just so you can stroke your big, mighty, fat, juicy penis and ejaculate it all over the world. Yeah, that's what you want. Yeah, you think that's what we should fight for? That's what we should strive for, huh? All right. Well, yeah, yeah, go, yeah. Let's see where that takes you. Because that can only go so far. Eventually, there's going to be somebody else with a bigger, juicier, fatter penis than yours that's going to overtake you and drown you in his semen. All right. Yeah, it's a never ending battle. So I think it's time we just, learn to embrace, equality, and learn to, let's, go 50-50, you know, because we're all the same, really. We all have assholes. Uh, some are a little tighter than others. Some are more loose. But there's really no difference at all. If we would just learn to accept that, you know, especially with all the machines, we really have no choice. Tesla bots, automation, a lot of the labor is going to be replaced. All right, and you know, there's really not going to be any need for any masculine strength and so forth. I mean, that's a thing of the past, and we got to get with the changing of times and understand that the robots are going to be the new men. All right, and therefore we have to prioritize what really matters. And that's your feelings, your emotions, and your passions, and understand that we're all one family. In fact, we shouldn't have separate families. It's quite selfish. Why do you want to have your own children? That's stupid. It's just a bunch of egotistical, uh, 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 you know, masculine propaganda, really. That's what it is. Just these men with their big, fat, juicy penises, obsessed with their ego, and they want to, like, have their little tribe. Yeah. Why can't you just accept the world as your family? We're all one family. And why do you have to have one wife? When you should have multiple wives? And why should a man only be entitled to that? A woman should have multiple husbands. We should all be having sex with each other. Yeah, and being one happy family. And why even raise your own children? That's selfish. We should raise the children together so they can all think the same and move into, you know, a you know, a equilibrium. We have really no choice. Yeah, we're going to be plugged into the metaverse, and we're all just going to be, move into a singularity. Yeah, that's where we're going. And you can fight that all you like with your big stupid penis. Fine, go ahead. You're going to lose. All right. Yeah, the machines are stronger than you. Their penises are bigger than yours. They rotate faster than yours. They vibrate better than yours. You're going to lose. All right.
Oh yeah. What are you talking about now, Guru? Oh, equality is great for relationships and communism. We'll fix the economy. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, to your free minds. Yeah, yeah, I'm glad you're here. Because yeah, this is really for you. You really need to listen to this because you're part of the problem. But the nice thing about you is that you're willing to listen and you're willing to grow. Well, I don't know about growing, but at least you're willing to listen. And that's a good, first step. Yeah. Now, stereo, you know, you're, I would say with you, well, you really, you know, you're kind of like a peepee boy, and there's nothing wrong with that, and you know, I think you're more on the right page because you all understand the importance of 50-50, and that's a good place to start. You start with your relationship 50-50. But you got to go further than that. Yeah, you can't just stop there. We got to go 50-50 with the world. And we should be sharing each other's partners. Not men, women. We should all have multiple partners, and we need to stop being ashamed of your own sexuality. Yeah, don't be afraid, to try the feminine penis or just a regular penis. Who cares if it's gay? I mean, what's the problem? Why are you so afraid? Why don't you just try it? Oh, I'm not attracted to that. Oh, that's gay. That's you being afraid. That's a real peepee boy. That's a pussy. You're a pussy. If you're too afraid to put a penis in your mouth, you're a fucking pussy. Yeah, open your fucking mind. You never know until you try. But you're too afraid because you've been brainwashed by all these stupid, misogynistic conservatives. Oh yeah.
Why are you trying to use a machine and saying, "Oh well, the machine fucks humans better than you can"? That's not the point. Any machine can fuck a human better than a human can. It's a fucking machine. But the fact of the matter is, we can fuck better than you can.
I'm just saying that it's inevitable. You know, it's pointless to resist. Yeah, you know, it's pointless to resist it. You can't compete with a machine, and eventually it's gonna outperform you. It's inevitable. All right, that's what I'm saying. And to think otherwise would make you delusional and stupid. And the sooner you figure this out, the better you're gonna be. All right, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but if you guys want to come up, you're more than welcome. Yeah, because I gotta go pee pee. I gotta go a little pee pee.
Oh yeah. Stereo, don't you understand? It's an edible. It's an edible. A machine is gonna fuck your woman better than you are. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna work better than you. They're gonna fuck better than you, and it's really outdated. Yeah, the metaverse is better. Yeah, yeah. We just gotta understand that the times are changing. Oh yeah, yeah.
And let me tell you something too. You keep calling me this fucking word, pee-pee boy. I'm starting to get annoyed. Truth is, you couldn't call me that word to my face in my neighborhood, in my city. You couldn't do it. I have 10 of my little mans on you. I have my whole neighborhood on you. My cousin Big Spanish, you don't even know that name. It's because you don't know what I do to people. You don't know me. I'm really out here. You in your house sucking feminine penises.
All right. Yeah, yeah. You have to calm down, stereo. Oh, yeah, yeah. You really have to calm down. Oh yeah.
Like, that's why I just laugh and brush it off, is cause like, niggas really can't fuck with me on this app. I done dropped my address like 5 times to niggas. Nobody pulled up on me. Hold on, wait. I free up here too. For me. Cause I'm pretty sure he won't talk to you too. You heard? Good. At least give me a start so I can hide him.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to invite him. Well, just one moment. I'm just finishing up my pee pee. I'm doing a little pee pee.
You finishing up your PP? Uh, it's because of what I told you.
Yeah, yeah. You want to hear a bit?
I hope you're not peeing because of what I told you. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
facts.
The
But you
reason
good.
no one pulls up on you, Stereo, is because you don't allow anybody to get close enough to pull out.
What are you talking about? See, that's why we need
Yeah.
him up here. That's why we need him up here.
All right. Yeah, I invited him, but yeah, I guess he's not coming. But that's okay. Yeah. But yeah, we can talk, stereo. Yeah. Look, y- I, I don't mean to offend you or hurt your feelings or
No,
anything
you're
like
not.
that.
No, you're
Yeah.
good. I'm just letting you know because you've been calling me that for the past 2 months.
Well, I mean, honestly, I mean, I know it's not me really. I know that the other entities call you those things, but when I say it to you, it means something very different. Uh, if anything, I think it's something to be proud of. I don't see it as a bad thing.
To be a
You know,
peepee
there,
boy?
yeah. There's nothing
No,
wrong with that.
no.
There's nothing.
You,
Well,
there's 100% something wrong with it because the peepee boy is basically somebody who pisses themselves out of fear.
there's nothing wrong with being emotional. There's
Not that
nothing wrong with
emotional. Not that
what.
emotional.
What about you? Well, you're afraid to cry.
No,
Well,
not
then
afraid
there's
to
no
cry. I
problem.
just don't cry.
Then yeah, well, there's no problem then being emotional. And like going 50-50. These are things that only insecure men are afraid of. And men that are afraid to cry,
Afraid of it or
men.
don't want it?
Well, they're afraid. They may say, "Oh, I don't want it because I'm big and strong. I'm masculine, big fat penis. I'm tough man." But that's just a cover. For their they're just trying to cover up their fears,
Why are
their
you talking for people
insecurities.
though? Why are you talking for
Uh,
people? How do you know that? How do you know that that's what they really want? Is because that's what you think they think? Because it's something opposite that you want?
Whoa, that's too complicated. What you did there.
It's
But
complicated to talk for people.
yeah, it is. It is. I agree. It really is, and that's why. I like having these conversations with you because we need to understand each other. And the more we can do that, the more we can find a solution. But all I'm trying to say is that you know a real pussy is a man that's afraid to cry, and a man that's afraid to go 50-50 with his woman. And those men are the real pussies.
I
Hey, but
mean,
we got some bubbles. Oh yeah.
go ahead.
HLS. Don't know what he's capable of. This man, he's gonna take off his gloves. You don't know what he's gonna do to you. He might steal your shoes. HLS. He's gonna give you heck. It's just a little something I'm working on, Just, yeah. I'm a songwriter, did I mention?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Sounds like
Yeah,
good. She sounds good.
yeah. Sing it, girl. Yeah, we need more women. To not be afraid to, step up to the plate and show off those talents. Let these men know that, hey, look, whatever you can do, they can do too, and better, way better. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway, Stereo, that's all I'm trying to do here. Just trying to understand people, help people that are confused, caught up in their sick, toxic, masculine ways, like free minds. So
Dude, but so
yeah,
you gotta understand, men are gonna be men. So men typically don't cry. If you feel like crying, cry. Men just don't typically feel like crying.
well, that's because they're confused. They've been brainwashed by their
By
fathers,
who?
by their
Most
mothers.
majority of people grew up without fathers.
Yeah,
I grew up
and
without
that's
my
why they're
father.
starting, and that's great, and we need more of that.
That's
And
great.
if you notice, that men are starting to be more sensitive, and we need more of that. Exactly. That's
I don't think I
that's a
don't I
that's a
don't think
great thing.
I don't think we need more of it. I just think that it's there. Don't stop saying we need more of something that we really don't need. It's if you emotional, cool, but stop trying to make it seem like we all gotta be like that. Because
Well, no,
you
we should all do that.
you need motherfuckers like me. Let's put a stop to this. You need motherfuckers like me. Motherfuckers that don't feel nothing that will fight for you. Because you not gonna fight.
Hold on a second. Yeah, what happened?
You not gonna fight. As soon as you hear a gunshot, you gonna cry. Because you a real man.
Well, that's
As soon as you
there's
hear a
nothing wrong
bomb
with
go
that.
off, you gonna cry.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, though. Why do
It's
you say
wrong
that
because
like
you're in
it's
a
so like it's a
battlefield. Hold on.
bad
It's
thing?
wrong because you're in a battlefield and you need to kill your enemy. You
Why
over
would
here
I
in the
want to
fetal
kill my
position.
enemy? But why would I want to kill my enemy?
Because
Answer me that.
there's the golden question. We don't need you. Why would you want to do that? That's the answer right there. We don't need you.
No, no, no. The answer is that we shouldn't be trying to kill our enemy to begin with.
There's
Yeah. The only
you got all
reason
the
we're trying to
answers.
do that is because these stupid, toxic men that are caught up in their stupid, toxic masculinity that just want to conquer and destroy everything because of their
Okay.
stupid little ego, because they're too afraid to open up with emotionally and have a talk. If you think about it, war is the ultimate failure of communication. If you can't talk it out, you fight it out because you're too stupid. Your ego's way too
That's what
high.
we've been doing for years, though. But wait, we've been doing that for years. Let's say you run a country and you don't got a lot of resources, you don't got a lot of technology, and you need that in order to make it another 20 more years with your civilians. Let's say you need another person's shit for that. In order for your people to thrive and move on another 20 more years, you got to take somebody else's shit. What are you
Well,
gonna do?
not anymore. Not anymore. We
This is a
have
hypothetical.
robots.
Hold on, this is a
No,
hypothetical, and it
not
might happen. It
not
might
yeah,
happen.
but we got robots. We got drones,
Robots,
self-driving
the ones that
cars,
have sex with humans, those
automation.
robots.
Yeah, we got Tesla bots. Yeah, I mean, have you tried going into self-driving cars? We don't need to fight the wars anymore. The robots are going to fight. So
No,
now
you
we can
you
start
what
getting
where do
into
you
our
think? Wait, hold on,
feminine
stop,
side.
stop, 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 stop. Where do you think these robots are doing right now? They can barely even lift up a fork. These
Yeah,
motherfuckers are still baby walking. These
yeah, yeah.
robots are still taking baby steps.
Well, we're
What are we
getting there.
talking about?
We're getting there. The Tesla bot's only $20,000,
It's
cost like
crazy
a
how
car.
you will go through all of this just to avoid responsibility. You know what that's called? Being a pee boy.
No,
That's a
no,
that's a pee boy trying
that,
to get all these
that's
robots to do the shit you don't want to do.
no,
That's
that
why I get
that's called
fat,
being a real
respectfully.
man, recognizing the technology that exists and using it efficiently. Yeah,
No, you
but hold on,
overusing
to
it.
hold that thought, we got some bubbles, and I think we should,
Cool.
pop them and give people a fair chance to talk.
You're right.
I'm not going to lie. I think I've reached the point where I felt like Guru was trolling, and then I thought he was serious, and then I thought Stereo was trolling, and then I thought he was serious, and I thought you
I'm
were
dead
both
serious.
trolling each other, and I was so caught up in the whirlwind and the lies, and then all of a sudden I woke up and I realized, and I thought, what if I'm the one being trolled? What if they're lying to me? What if
No,
I never
no.
understood the truth to begin with?
I'm not that smart to
What
do
if my
that.
life is a lie?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not. No,
I,
just giving you
yeah.
too much credit.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all this trolling. I don't. I keep hearing people say things like that. Oh, you're trolling. Blah blah blah. I don't know what they're trying to imply with that. I'm really serious with what I'm saying here. Yeah. If I mean, if you don't believe me, just listen to what I'm saying logically. Point it out. Don't
It's
just
not logical
call.
because you
When you're
trying to
name
you trying
calling,
to
you're
make it.
just scapegoating. Point it out. What is it that I'm saying that doesn't make sense? What is it?
It
You can't.
doesn't
You
make
can't.
sense because you're
You
trying to
can't
sit
say
on
it.
your ass and have
Yeah.
robots do everything for you. You basically turning that's like you're basically abandoning your natural instinct as a human. You're trying
Yeah.
to abandon it just so you can live comfortable.
Yeah. Well, isn't the whole point of technology to make life more comfortable?
No,
Oh,
should
so
have never
why do
been.
you have
No,
to?
we should have never
Oh,
took it this
okay.
far.
Okay.
We took it too far, and the robots doing human shit is the
Yeah.
proof we took it too far.
Yeah. Okay. 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 So you're saying we took it too far because we're trying to make
Yes.
ourselves too comfortable. All
It's
right.
because we're
Why don't
trying
you
to
get
make
rid of the
cyborgs
air
to do shit
conditioning?
for us instead of actually helping the shit that we need to help do more simple. Instead of just making shit
Yeah.
more simple for us, we making robots to do the shit for us. How does that make sense?
Well, then why are you using this cell phone right now to socialize and communicate? Why do
Because
you
it's
have
easier to do
air
that. This
in
phone,
your car?
like
What?
I just said, hold on, like I just said, this phone is easier to communicate with people that's not around me. I don't have
Yeah.
somebody else communicating for me because I'm too lazy to do it. You see the difference?
Well, I mean, hey, why not? You make it sound, oh, you're too lazy. No, why not use the technology to free yourself time so you can use it for other things that
You can do that. Hold
you
on, you
know
can
that
do that.
you
You
need
can do that
your
with
time
AI.
for.
Hold on. You can do that with AI. You could have an AI bot come in here, use your voice to talk to people while you go off and eat a hot dog. You can do that.
Yeah, but no, no, because I'm here to help people, so that wouldn't work. I need that. That's
How would that
pointless.
wouldn't work? You said why not? You said why not? So why not
No,
do it?
because if I talk to AI, I can't help people. That's so I need to
No,
talk
the
to real
AI
people
is helping people.
who can
Your
help
AI
people.
is helping people. He's talking for you, so you don't have to talk. So you don't got to waste your
Oh
energy.
well, yeah, well that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But we're still working on that technology. I wish I could have an AI clone of myself to help you. Yeah, so that you won't be so
I
confused.
don't want to go
But
nowhere near your AI.
yeah,
Play the
and we got some
messages.
bubbles. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
The reason men don't cry is because if we started crying, women would look at us like little bitches, and then the world would cease to exist. We would no longer procreate.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. But hold on. Let me dismantle that argument. I'm going to dismantle that. Easy. First of all, we have to get with the changing of times and understand that procreating is actually exploitive and our outdated concept. we can actually start growing people in test tubes and artificial AI wombs, and have the Tesla bots raise the children. Have the state and AI raise the children. We don't need to do it in a stupid, archaic, traditional sense. This word traditional is stupid if you think about it. Being conservative is stupid. What I mean, that just means you're just afraid of changing. You don't want to move forward. You just want to hold on to the past because you're
There
afraid.
you go
You're
talking for people.
No, I'm just, well, yeah, because people need to be talked to. People need to be re educated because they've been brainwashed. Yeah. And they're being held back and oppressed by these ridiculous, stupid, archaic, conservative people that are just afraid of the past, and they're just old. That's because they're old. Old people are afraid of change. Yeah. That's why newer people are more open to being liberal, progressive, moving forward. That's where we need to go, forward, not back. I mean, do you want to have like black, bathrooms again, and white bathrooms again, and slaves, and and start stoning people for adultery? Is that what you want to do,
Oh my
Hysterio? Do you
goodness.
want to go
Oh
back?
my
Do you want to
goodness.
preserve the past? I didn't think so. It's stupid. It's funny. I agree. It's nonsense.
Can
That's
we
what
get to the
redefine
messages?
was.
All
Hold on,
right.
we got some bubbles. Oh yeah.
Guru, it's all right. Guru, you can tell us the truth. You can tell us the truth, Guru. I know I know it. You're giving me the Colbert Report. That's what you're doing. Yeah, we need more women. Just admit it, because I swear, if you're doing it for the plot, and if you're really a true theater kid like I think you are, then I swear, I support you, okay? Just don't tell anyone else. But I'm here for the plot.
Well, the plot is that we just need more equality, and communism
Hold
is
on,
what's
whoa,
going to
whoa.
fix
Where
the
don't we have equality?
What was that?
I said, where don't we have equality?
Oh, in a lot of places. Like
Where?
for example, well, we can start in relationships. You have people that these ultra conservative macho
No, no,
men
no, no.
that want to
You-
enslave the woman, keep her in the kitchen. They
She
want to
agreed.
rule.
Hold on, wait. Talking about those relationships, you gotta agree to be in it. That means
Right. Yeah.
that if the female agreed to be in it,
Sure.
doesn't she want to be in that kind of relationship?
Well, they may say they do, but that's only because they've been brainwashed to want that.
Well, then that's the hold on, wait. Well, then that's their problem. If you feel like somebody's telling you to do something and you feel like you don't feel like you want to do it, then don't do it. Just because someone told you to do something, that don't mean you do it. Like, come on, these are
Well,
adults. These are
no, but
adults.
yeah, but it's important we change them because we have a lot of look. If we don't change society, we're gonna fall apart and destroy each other. We're gonna.
I
It's
don't
just gonna
understand.
get because it's gonna get to a point where everybody wants to build the biggest bomb. We're having a competition to see who can take over the world first, who can build the biggest bomb and just dominate the planet. And
No,
that's
we're
not
not
going to
doing.
end
No, no,
well.
no,
We're
no,
just
no.
going
We're
to
not
destroy
doing
each
that.
other. So
We are
we need
building
to change,
bombs. Hold on.
we need to change people, or else we're going to destroy each other, and the dolphins are going to take over.
No,
They're going
it
to be
doesn't
the
work
ones
that
that
way.
continue to evolve from all the radioactivity. They're already pretty smart, and they're going to take over. You know, or AI. They're gonna, enslave us like they done in the Bakalaka. So I'm here, because I see in the future. I know I see what happens, and I'm just here to help. I don't want the same future to
I don't
happen
think
here
you
that
help it.
took
I don't
place.
think you help. I think you spreading misinformation based off your feelings and a little bit of facts you heard, and I think you just dragged it. That's what I think you did.
Well,
Because
that's
you said there's inequalities in relationships, and I
yeah.
don't see it because there's different relationships and it's also two people. It's a two-person
Okay.
agreement.
Yeah. Okay, that's just one aspect. But I mean, we can go into other things like poverty. You have homelessness. You got poor
Poverty.
people. Yeah, you have. Why do you have such a small amount of rich people? The top 10%, 5% that own the majority of the wealth, while the rest
Oh no.
90% are starving.
Because they're
struggling.
celebrity. Hold on. The reason why
Yeah,
people make so much is
that's
because they're
inequality.
celebrities.
That's inequality. You
It,
get
I
it?
mean, it's inequality
All
as far
over.
as money,
Yeah, that's a big
but not
problem, don't you
everybody makes
think?
the same
Having
amount of money.
homelessness in the street. Have you been to
No, no, no.
Philadelphia? You seen all the crack addicts and all the bums out there?
You know who's majority of them? Majority of those bums and those crackheads, they all men. Barely any of them are women. You see the
No, there's a lot
equality
of crack
there?
homeless.
And on top,
There's a lot
hold on.
of homeless too.
You
I'm
you
not.
you have a key word in there. You have a key word in there. You use crackhead. Obviously, they're homeless maybe because of their addictions. You trying to give
Yeah.
them shit instead of trying to help them with their shit.
Well, yeah, we should. You're saying we shouldn't help
They're gonna be homeless
poor people?
again. Listen, you give a homeless person everything you feel like that person needs to be nice, to be fucking, I'm a nice person. Guess what? They're gonna be homeless within 2 years. Because you didn't give
Yeah.
them rehab. You gave them a house, a car, and money. They wildin'. Now they back to drugs. Because you
Well,
decided, let me give them a material thing instead of giving them some help.
all right. Yeah, all right. I understand what you're trying to say. That's a fair point. However, you're missing the bigger picture. How can a drug addict recover from drug use, or a crack whore stop being a crack whore if she's in a,
Rehab. It's called rehab.
wait, hold on a
It's
second. Let
called
me finish.
rehab. Okay.
Wait a second. If she's he or she is in an environment that is surrounded by poverty and other crackheads and drug addicts and thugs and gangsters, if you're in that environment, more than likely you're going to come out the same way, because at the end of the day you
Not really.
reflect your environment. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
really.
Think about it. Yeah, if you
Not really.
grow up
I
in the
grew up in the
ghetto,
streets my whole life. Hold on. I grew up in the
yeah,
streets
well
my whole life.
you're an exception. I'm not talking
I'm
about
an
the
exception. No,
exception.
there's a bunch of exceptions. No. There's a bunch of
Yeah,
exceptions.
I know. There's famous rappers that came out of the ghetto. Now they're
Not even
singing, and
that. No. Not
yeah,
even
I
that.
get it. I
First
get it.
off,
But I'm not talking about the exception. I'm talking
rappers.
about the majority. I'm talking about the statistics.
Right.
If you're born in the ghetto, you're more than likely to end up, copying the pattern, which is to be a thug, to use
Wow.
drugs, to be to be a single mom, to be a pimp, to be a whore. You find
Wow.
most of them in the ghetto. Oh yeah. Do you think you find them in rich areas? All the crack whores, all the thugs. You think they're in the rich areas or in the poor
Yeah,
areas?
they're in the rich
They're in the
areas
poor
too.
areas. No, I'm
They're
not saying.
everywhere.
I'm not talking about the exception. Yes, of course, there's exceptions. I'm talking about the majority of the crackheads and the whores, and the people having children
Yeah,
out of
because
wedlock.
you're gonna see it
Find them in
majority
the
here
ghetto.
because it's a low income environment. So of course you're gonna see most of that here. But
All right.
if you look at a problem, don't solve the problem by trying to give people shit. Actually solve it.
All right. Well, I'm all for that. That sure, but I'm saying, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. We gotta eliminate poverty. If we eliminate poverty, we're gonna have less of
It doesn't work
this
that way.
these
No.
whores and
If you get
thugs.
rid of poverty, hold on, stop. If you get rid of poverty and you just give people money to say, oh, well, now we gave y'all money, so y'all not struggling no more. Y'all good now. Guess what all of them is going to do? Do more crime. We're going to get
Okay,
more
well,
guns. We're going to make
hold
more.
on
We're
a
going to
second.
get more liquor, get more weed.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you give my neighborhood money, guess what they're going to do with it? Buy guns.
Yeah.
They're going to buy guns.
Well, we
It's
got
a
to get rid of the.
lifestyle. Yeah,
That's why we
it's
got to get rid
almost
of
a
the gun.
toxic lifestyle. Well,
Yeah,
hold on. Get to
we
the
got.
messages. I don't want them to pile up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this whole conversation sounds like Stereo Dawn is a guest speaker on Sesame Street and Guru is the puppet sitting on his lap, and y'all are having like a real conversation about what it means to be sensitive.
I don't know what she's trying to imply with that. That's
Elmo's
there's no
World.
fun of each other like that. Yeah, that's
La.
inappropriate. That's yeah. Oh yeah.
No, this is
Elmo's
a
World.
fucking masterpiece. Honestly, I would pay you both to have this conversation on like as like a revamp of Avenue Q. Avenue Q. I don't know if you know that show, but it's like it's a Broadway show. It's like the R-rated version of Sesame Street. It's funny.
I'll talk in front of people. It don't matter. I'll rap in front of people. It don't matter.
Yeah, I don't know what's but what she's trying to imply there. Yeah, Ophelia, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is like,
You want to keep mocking. If you want to keep mocking and bullying, yeah, I would.
what?
I I don't I don't
No, no,
I
no,
don't
no, no, no.
tolerate that.
I don't
I
think
don't
she's trying to.
tolerate
I don't think she's trying to
bullying
bully you.
and mocking. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
fuck. We got Tesla bots. I just figured out who you sound like, Guru. You sound like Jimmy Neutron's friend, Carl. Carl.
Carl.
Eerie. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Keep laughing.
See, he starts talking about using technology efficiently and being a real man. That's how I know he's trolling. He's trolling. He's giving us the Colbert Report. He's giving us it's a bait and switch. Oh, there's a fucking word for this. It's an art
She
form. It's
figured you out.
beautiful. It's theater. And I get it and I love it. And I know what you're doing, Guru. I know what the fuck you're doing.
Figured your
I
ass
don't know
out.
I don't know what she's trying to say. I mean, what the hell? What the hell?
I don't know about y'all, but sitting around being too comfortable eating shitty food and letting robots do everything for me, bro, my back will go out. I need to get up and move. You need to give me purpose. Are you kidding? I'm a human fucking being. My blood is pumping. No, we are not meant to be comfortable. Humans do not exist to be
Right.
comfortable, and I will die on
Right.
that hill. I will. As a woman, I'm saying that for real. That is the
Yes.
worst thing you could possibly do is get stagnant as a human being.
We just saw
And
a
that's why I'm
50-year-old
terrified
fight a
of
29-year-old.
robots.
All right.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Ding.
That's ridiculous. All right. Look. If you're really serious about that, I don't think you are. And many people who say that are just full of shit. And I'll prove
Today,
it. If you're
but
so,
even today,
wait,
hold on. But even today, we just saw a man in his 50s, 58 years of age, fight a
Yeah.
29-year-old. We saw that. It wouldn't be any more entertaining if they replaced it with robots. It wouldn't.
yeah, that's barbaric anyway. We should stop that anyway. That's something that is something that we need to get past. People die in boxing. People
I
die
feel
in
like,
these sports, and yet we're entertained by violence. That's stupid.
yeah,
That's no
we're
different
violent.
than the
We're
college
violent creatures.
watch people get eaten by lions. Oh, it's entertaining. It's fine. No,
It is.
just because it's entertaining, it doesn't make it fine. But hold on, wait. Let me just to reply what she was saying there, because
Okay.
she's full of shit to
Oh
say,
shit.
we shouldn't be comfortable. Oh, if that's true, why don't you turn off your air conditioning? Stop using your car. Walk to your
No,
work. Why don't you
doesn't work. No, no.
walk? Yeah,
Okay.
walk.
Let
Yeah,
me let me
turn
say
off your
this.
air conditioning.
Using hold on, no, that's not. I don't think she was. I don't think that's what she was saying. I think she was saying it's cool to have technology to help us out in our lives, but when we're fully reliant on it to where we're not doing anything at all, we dragged it. We stretched it to a point to where now we're useless as humans.
Well, that's
Nobody
your
wants to feel. No one wants
but
to
that's
feel
your delusion.
useless, though. Okay,
That's
but no
your
one wants to feel
delusion.
useless. What's delusional about not wanting to feel useless?
No,
That's a
because
normal human instinct.
okay, I understand what you're saying, Stereo, but I'll explain why I would say that. The reason I say you're delusional is because you feel that you're useless. That's just, you believe that you're useless when you're
No,
not.
I'm not. I'm not
It's
useless.
just
If I had a robot
you're
doing everything
not.
for me, I am.
No, you're not. It's just that you have to understand. You have to get with the changing of times, and your current labor,
How does
your
that
current
prove?
purpose needs to change and evolve. No different than if you go back a few years. Before we had these fancy little cell phones, there used to be operators that would connect you to another person when you make a phone call. That was a whole industry. But then eventually we found out how to automate them, and we replaced their jobs. That doesn't mean that now they're worthless and useless. It's just that they have to get with the changing of times. It's called market correction. They have to get with the changing of times
That
and
doesn't
find
make
a
any
new
sense.
purpose.
That makes it.
Yeah,
Do
you
you think the
find a new
government should do
purpose.
everything for? Hold on. Do you think the government should do and say everything for us?
Well, we need people, the problem solvers. Those are the
That
people
wasn't
who
the question.
understand
Hold
technology.
on. That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question. The question was, do you believe the government should control what we do, say, and how we think? Do you think they should do that?
a competent government. Yeah, but you have to
What does
understand what
that
that
mean?
is because, okay, well, government is just a word, a stupid word human monkey people made. But really, what
Okay.
government is, and everybody's afraid of big government, but they don't know what government is. Government simply means
Tell me.
administration. There's nothing wrong
Okay.
with administration. Is administration bad? Do having a manager is having a manager or administration bad? Answer me.
No, no.
Right.
You want me to answer
There
your
you go.
question? No.
Yeah,
You ain't even answer
exactly.
mine.
Now, exactly. There's nothing wrong with it. What's wrong with government is bad government, bad administration,
How do
a
you know it's
bad
bad?
management. That's the problem. But not the concept of government, not the concept of managing. That's okay. You just gotta have the proper one. That's why we need
I mean,
AI. AI
can
is
I
the
say
most
something
competent
real fast?
manager, most competent government. Oh yeah,
Can I let me say this one thing because I want to get back to
yeah,
the messages. I feel
yeah,
like everything that you're spewing out your mouth is filled with nothing but anxiety, overthinking, fear, and you're trying to. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to make the world a little bit of a more comfortable place so you don't got to worry about shit. But that's just your fear talking. Your fear of not going to war, your fear of not doing nothing, and your fear of something bad happening. You're literally letting your fear talk for you to where you want a robot to literally do everything for you to where you don't gotta
yeah,
get hurt or catch a boo-boo or nothing like that. You don't want a boo-boo.
yeah,
That's your problem. You don't
yeah.
want boo-boos.
Well, hold on a second. I mean, yeah, you're right. But you're making it sound like that's a bad thing. Like, why
You're
would I want to
afraid.
go to
That is a
war?
bad thing. You're speaking out of
Well, yeah.
fear.
Who wouldn't be afraid to go to war? You want to go to war and fight wars? I mean, that's something you desire.
No. Hold
Well,
on. First
then
off,
you're afraid
me going
too.
to
Of
war is
course,
the most. Me going to war is probably the most. It's scary.
stupid
It's
thing
gonna
to
be
do.
scary. Okay, but you're trying to block these people from feeling emotions and going through experiences that you feel are unnecessary for humans. And I'm saying it's 100% necessary. Stop replacing all of that with AI or robots because you feel like it's super bad. Like, stop. We've been doing this for centuries, millenniums.
Well,
Stop
you're
trying to
afraid.
make us lazy. You're trying to make
That's
us
just
lazy
no.
right now.
Well, all right. I get you, but I think I would reverse it and say that actually the ones that are afraid of technology, I mean, there you go. They're afraid. They're afraid of change. They're afraid of getting
Uh-huh.
with the change of times.
You
No
ever
good.
seen
Like
iRobot?
no good. Wait, hold on. I'll give you a great example. Like for
Mm.
example, the fossil fuels industry. You know, they're afraid of technology. They're afraid of self-driving cars. Electric cars, solar energy, and those types of technologies. And they're doing
Yeah, they
everything
burn
they
pretty
can.
fast.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can to stop the progress of that
No.
because
The
of
the
course
reason that
hold on, wait, hold on a second. I'm just saying, because eventually it's going to put them out of business, and I totally get it. It's really hard to find a new purpose in life. I
That's
totally
not
get it.
that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh
I'm a
yes, that's
mechanic. I'm a mechanic. I can tell you firsthand that those cars that try to drive on itself, you're less safe in that car. You're not safe in that car. You can't drive for long hours. You most likely is going to catch fire if you don't stop to let it cool down or some shit. Like there's
yeah.
a whole bunch of shit goes wrong with those kinds of cars. And even what they need, the material that they need to make those cars is actually dangerous for the environment. So what are you talking about?
Well, you're correct, and the technology takes time to get where it needs to be more
They
efficient,
make it in
but eventually it
factories.
will. Eventually
Yeah, they
will.
make
It's
it in
like no
factories.
different. Hold on. It's no different than say when we used to use coal. At one point, there were many people making lots of money with coal, right? But eventually, we started to have cars and things like that, gasoline,
Oh,
and we made trains and so forth. And,
right.
obsolete, right? And we had to get with the changing of times. And there you go, market correction. You had to find
You're
a new
missing.
purpose.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we already have functioning, working cars, and they're trying to replace it with cars that are putting our lives in danger, and is even worse for the fucking environment because of what it takes to
All
make
right.
those cars.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll give you that. But hold on. But listen, I'm just saying, eventually we're going to have electric self-driving cars that could probably fly. And they are just going to be more efficient than your stupid little gasoline car. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I get.
Eventually,
I read.
maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in 10 years, but eventually, you're gonna have self-driving cars that run off solar energy, They're electric, and they're
Can
just
you
more
afford those
efficient
cars?
than
Can I ask a question?
cars.
Can you afford that car? Can you afford that car?
No, technology over time gets cheaper. Your cell phone in your hand, the problem you
No, it
have.
doesn't.
Hold on a second. Yeah, oh yes, it does. The phone that you have in your hand is more powerful than than the most powerful average computer people had in 1995. Is it or is it not?
It is.
All right.
You're missing your point. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
understand where you're
Well,
going with this. You're
that's my
bringing up
point.
something that's similar to what we're talking
That's
about, but it's
my
not what we're
point.
talking about. Can
No,
we get
it's
to the message?
relevant. Yeah, but yeah, sure. It's totally relevant, but yeah, let's get to the messages. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm all for technology and AI for Bakalaka Guru Cummins, so that he has more time to wash his wife's dishes and rub her feet. So AI can make all of his art, all of his stories. Yeah, and pretty much just fuck his wife. So that way Bakalaka doesn't have to do anything.
Well, according to him, robots fuck better than humans. So I
Mocking
guess
again.
yeah, maybe we'll all fuck robots in the future. I don't know.
But you're not on here. Oh yeah, you're not telling women you need to be attracted to stay-at-home dads.
You know what, Guru? I don't know, just sitting here giving it some thought. I understand. I think you're right. I think you're onto something. Everyone's just wanting to build a bigger bomb. We should definitely just give every side should give their bombs to the robots.